Welcome to the New England Motocross Show, brought to you by Snow Pro Trailers, presented by Factory Connection and Planet Fitness. I am Travis Stewart, running solo today as Mike Treadwell rests up from his race down at the ranch. Today we're going to be going over some of the racing action from the main motocross series round number 2 at Heeman's Motocross Park. This is the New England Motocross Show. We're back on the New England Motocross Show, brought to you by Snow Pro Trailers, presented by Factory Connection and Planet Fitness. We're going to get it started right off with some of the action from round 2 of the main motocross series. Right off the bat in the 50cc open class, it was Ryan Bennett leading the way in the mud. Behind was an early battle between Lehman and Gosselin. As Bennett was motoing away from the pack, the battle for second raged on, and as the 612 drew up for a pass, he would swap out down the tabletop and go down. The 31 of Bennett came up from Mass to set the 50 classes on fire and walked away with all of his motos. The 74 of Gosselin tried his best in Moto 1 to tame the KTM in front, but was unsuccessful. In Moto 2, Lehman would stick his pass for second and end the day behind Bennett. We're up here with Brian Bennett again, second moto win. Tell me about it, man.
The track was a little rough this moto in the last moto.
Good job, bud.
In the 85B class, Paul Mason was the favorite off the gate, but Schwernard and Quirian were ready to take the win. Out of the gate, it was Mason pulling the early trigger and leading the way. It wasn't long before Quirian grabbed the lead and worked hard to get away. But in the slick conditions, he might have been in over his head. Mason kept the pressure on, and before long, Joey went down and handed the lead back to P3. Paul was able to power his main cycle KX85 to a win, despite late pressure from the 697 of Patrick Lowe. In the junior mini class, Lance Harder ripped a huge hole shot and began to walk away. He was able to throw down some textbook C-class riding, only going off the track a few times, but was on the track when it counted, and that's crossing the finish line. Joseph Pelletier had to settle for second on the day, and Cody Colley had some trouble in Moto 2 and ended the day in fourth.
Alright, we're up on the podium with Lance Harder. You got yourself a win, an overall win in the junior mini. Tell me how it feels, man.
Feels great, you know, just coming in, having a good time. I'd like to thank Randy, my parents, Danny's Power Sports, my brother. They're all wicked nice to me.
Wicked nice. All right, well, nice job, Lance. Taking the win in the junior mini.
First moto of the Super Mini would throw a wrench in the spokes of Paul Mason, and it came from an unexpected rider. Paul pulled an early hole shot, and it was the Danny Power Sports rider Schwannard pulling close and trying to make a move. But out of nowhere, he was on the ground and gave second to the 114 of Burnham. As he got going again, he had to go through a stacked bunch of riders. Soon, Schwannard was back into the third spot and working on getting back to Paul. Soon, he had him in his sights, and yet again, he was going to work hard to win this one. He was able to pull out the big jumps while P3 stayed calm and careful on the wet track. This one would go to Zach, but Moto 2 would go to Paul, giving him the overall. Open B is usually a class dominated by the big bikes, but today the racing took place on the small track. An early crash would take out Bragg and give a huge lead to Kyle Harder. In second was Murphy, and Longchamps had trouble getting himself going in the early laps. Coming through the pack early was Taylor Graves. Graves would make his way into fourth and apply pressure to the top guys. Murphy was still hard on Harder, and pushed going into the left-hand sweeper, and Harder would make a mistake and give the lead to Murphy. Graves was trying to move up even further through the pack when he got into the back seat off the double and landed himself on the ground. This lifted the pressure for the top three and allowed Adam Blay to get into the top four. In Moto 2, it was Graves getting to the front early, getting some laps in as the lead guy. Blay and Murphy were on the hunt, and Graves was going to have to deal with a ton of pressure for a long moto if he wanted to win this one. It wasn't long before Murphy took the lead and the win for the overall, with Graves taking fourth overall.
First, got a wicked jump on the gate. Thought I had hole shot. Guy that was in front of me, he got it, and just waited for a mistake. Found it, got him. I got to give a big shout out to my dad, Danny at Danny's Power Sports, Central Maine Motors Auto Group up in Waterville. They're all helping me out a lot.
From the production line to the starting line, Snow Pro Trailers is the industry leader in quality, strength, and versatility. Rest assured that when race day rolls around, you'll be transporting your bikes, sleds, race cars, and ATVs with a proven winner. So make it a Snow Pro atop the trailer podium since 1996. If you wanted to make buying a motorcycle just a little easier and a lot more fun, come on in to the largest showroom in Central Maine and see just how easy we make buying. Our knowledgeable sales team will guide you to your new or pre-owned power sport equipment, and financing is made easy. We have the largest accessory and apparel department in the state, servicing all brands, making Central Maine Power Sports the only name you need to know. Stop by today for the best selection and save. Unbelievable inventory, making buying easy. Honda, Yamaha, and Polaris. Central Maine Power Sports, whatever it takes. Welcome back to the New England Motocross Show, brought to you by Snow Pro Trailers, presented by Factory Connection and Planet Fitness. Let's head right back into some more action from round number 2 of the main motocross series at Heman's Motocross Park. Youth AB has been a rare race so far this season, where the B class usually finishes before the A class. Myrick has been on top of his game lately, and recently Lunt has been grabbing great starts and has the speed to lead for a few laps. In this moto, Myrick would get out front early, and Gray on the 92 Kawasaki was behind the 2 B riders. He was on the gas trying to get to the front. Moto 2, it was Lund again out front. He would hold it down for a couple laps, but again Myrick went to the front and Gray was stuck in third. Gray again tried every line in the book to make a pass, but would have to settle behind the 2 B riders, still winning the A class.
Track's pretty good. Groomed it at halftime. It's pretty smooth now. It was running first month. Teammate cycle, Monster Energy, and then Motocross Park. Oh, it's hard. I think I can. You just gotta go hard, do whatever. Main cycle, my mom and dad, and chapel.
All right, man, go cool off. Nice job.
Right off the bat in the UC class, it was set to be a battle between McClafferty and Paquette. And the first turn crash would give Paquette a good lead. Joe worked early to get through the pack he was buried in, but during this time the 38 was checking out. The 220 was out late in Moto 1, and Joe was right on the 38. He would make the pass on the last lap, but in Moto 2, Paquette was able to hold him off for the overall win. The 50 Pee-wee class was one of the best races of the day. In Moto 2, the 94 of Zach Farron was out front early, and the 303 of Troy McIntosh was on the move through the pack. This one went down to the last lap when Troy drew close, got the pass on the 94. He would win the moto, but the overall went to Farron. In the women's class, it was Sarah LaRiviere going for a perfect day when she grabbed the lead in front of Brooke Lawrence. Brooke would make the pass for the lead, and Sarah would go down, ruining her shot for the win. Brooke would walk away with the moto win, but the overall would go to Courtney Burnham, who would finish 2-2. There was no doubt who was grabbing the whole shot in the vet open class. Gary Farron came out of the box on fire, but Brett Druin pulled alongside and welcomed himself to the front. Brett started to pull a lead, while Genren applied pressure to Farron. He wouldn't waste much time and would go into second place for second overall, and Burt would take the win. Kyle Harder was back in front again in the 250B class. He would walk away from the pack behind him. Graves, Blay, and Druin all would work hard to catch a 754, but there was nothing they could do because Harder was on it. Moto 2 would be a different story. Graves was out to another second moto lead, and Longchamps was out front. Harder went down a couple times in this one, keeping him away from the overall win. Blay would take the overall lead and now had to deal with Evan. Evan would get the pass done on the next lap and take over the lead. Evan would ride the rest of this moto flawless and take the overall with a 4-1 moto score.
Blay got a 3-2 for a moto score of 5. You take the win because of the second moto win. So you get the overall and the moto win. I'm not going to lie, from this morning, I didn't expect to see you up here, especially taking an overall. Tell me what's been going on.
Bad hole shot, spinning, not riding as fast as I can ride, getting stuck behind riders. Mostly hole shots, so I finally got out top 4 or 3, and I had 15 minutes to push, so I went all out and brought me to a win. Longchamps and Sons, Danny's Power Sports, and all my friends and family that are coming to support me.
Moto 1 of the B class was dominated by Main Cycle's Casey Myrick. The battle in this one was for second between Gray and Lund, with Gray eventually grabbing the second spot. Lund got another great start in Moto 2 when he led Myrick for quite a bit of this race. There were 2 crazy battles in this one, Myrick and Lund going at it for first, and Murphy and Gray going at it for third. would make the pass, and Gray would make his way into third. While the main motocross series race number 2 is inconsistent at best at what we've seen for results so far in the main motocross series, that being due to Heman's Motocross Park having to run the smaller track due to the amount of rain that Maine has received in the past few weeks here. The rain has ceased here in Maine, and hopefully the tracks will be a little bit more dry coming into the fall season. Right now we're going to head into the video vault. We've got some footage of the MTF racers down at Loretta Lynn's.
Hope they're going to pull out a podium. Hopefully the top step of the podium.
Between you and I'm getting tired of being just another surprise, and then I fly, fly, fly. Yeah, I'm so high, high, high. Don't you know you're my soul? Do you really wanna fly with me tonight? I'll take you for a ride. Do you really wanna fly with me tonight? I'll take you by my side. Do you really wanna fly with me tonight? I'll take you for a ride. Do you really wanna fly with me tonight? I'll take you by my side. Tonight.
I want to thank my mom and dad for bringing me here, calling NTF.
You know, I came here, I've been training really hard at MTF every day, just working out, riding, doing 20-minute motos, 30-minute motos, and you know, I want to come here and win everything.
And folks, believe it or not, that's a wrap. That's 99 motos in the books.
Well, that's going to do it for us on the New England Motocross Show. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Snow Pro Trailers, Factory Connection, Planet Fitness for all their help. Go to NEMXS.com. That's the New England Motocross Show's website, NEMXS.com, for more information on our sponsors. Also, cool videos from the races, tons of news from the industry from around New England. This has been the New England Motocross Show. Thanks for watching.